officials, Jess Kersey, Jake O'Donnell, and Hugh Hollins.
Need to mention that this officiating crew, two of these three officials, Jake O'Donnell and Hugh Hollins, were the officials on Game 1 when Duckworth and Buck Williams played very few minutes due to foul problems, and they mentioned it after the game that they had a concern about the foul.
And Terry Porter controls the opening tip.
The way the game was being called, that's why it was in foul trouble.
Porter off the steal. And Kersey not able to hold on to that pass.
And that's the threat of Michael Jordan being in front of you on the way to the basket.
And witness what Jordan was going to do, and then if Jordan committed, then pass the ball to Kersey. Michael on the turnaround jumper.
Put all that on the shelf and move ahead with the game, but
it will take place in Chicago next Wednesday, June 17th. Now Pippen posting up on Porter. The Bulls 14, the Trailblazers 11. Cartwright getting the position, finding Jordan. Bulls lead by 7. Just under 4 minutes to go in the first. Now Ainge guarding Pippen. Duckworth over to help. Shot clock at 5. Jordan.
If you swing it, you're going to catch teams in rotations. When you're rotating on defense, it's hard to have a good base to move your feet. Jordan putting it on the floor.
That time, Michael caught it easily. Clyde was in the lane.
Battle between Grant and Williams down low. Jordan setting up Cartwright. Yes, it's been a hot shooting first quarter for the Bulls. They lead 35-24. Chicago has hit 13 of 19 from the field. Make it 14 of 20.
But their defense is good, and they're scoring off the defense.
Jordan with a series of head fakes sets up Armstrong. Yes.
Don't foul him. You got the double team coming, just what we just witnessed, and we'll make him pass out of the double team, and Duckworth turned it over. Good move by Michael. 2 points because he touched it on the rim.
The call was made not because the ball was touched, but that the backboard was hit while the ball was in contact with the backboard. Therefore, if you punch it hard enough, it could roll or make it roll off the rim. That's where the call took place.
Kersey getting the hand on the ball in consecutive sequences. Jordan.
And he will catch the basketball once it is thrown to him. Like Scott Williams missed those 2 balls. That's why Phil Jackson took him out.
And a decision for Rick Adelman. You stay with Clyde Drexler playing with the 3. Michael Jordan with 18 points. The Bulls now lead 47-32. There's Jordan hobbling back down court.
After he shoots it and fades to the baseline, here's where he steps on it and goes down, tangled up with the camera people along the baseline. A little better look. There it is on the right side of the screen. Jordan slipping and turning that left ankle.
All right, a look from up above, following the follow-through by Jordan. Came down on the ankle. Some of the sneaky secrets. Bulls over the limit. That put Drexler on the line. Bulls by 14. Jordan for 3. Well, Michael Jordan goes back to three-point land. That's his second 3.
Well, I think what the 3 allows him to do is that when whoever's playing him, Drexler comes out at him, then he can fake and go around him. So if he got his outside jumper going, it makes his drive game that much more explosive.
Now goes to the drive and the pull-up with just under 5 remaining. First half.
Going, and he's attacking. And when Michael's attacking,
you confront the low post, but you can't take your arms and wrap around and hold the player down there. That's going to be a foul.
Now Portland over the limit. Michael Jordan, 6 of 6 from the line.
And that way, he won't be playing an active man or off.
Strong defensive sequence being shown by the Blazers. Shot clock at 4.
With just 10 seconds remaining before the half.
Well, Phil Jackson has 5 shooters out there for these final seconds, and Jordan avoids Kersey, and he's fouled. In the half, Bulls by 11.
Before the game, I sat down with Michael Jordan, and here is part 1 of that conversation pregame with
Do
Michael.
you have a feeling this thing should be over?
Yeah, I have a feeling that we really dug ourselves a hole, you know, and that's not to knock their playing ability, but we seem to be in control of both the games that we actually lost, and we just never finished. I think we got a little relaxed, a little complacent, along with their intensity defensively, and next thing you know, they turned it around.
The book on them was that they might self-destruct. If what happened to you guys happened to them in games 2 and 4, that's what people would have said, self-destruct.
Right. I think, you know, we heard and knew of the book about them self-destructing, and I guess when we went down in the final minutes, we kind of took it for granted, and they actually played extremely well down the stretch, and we were the ones who self-destructed, you know, or either relaxed or wherever we were looking.
Do you worry that you've let them get into this position? Now it's a best 2 out of 3, whereas the cliche says anything can happen. You worry that this thing might slip away?
It's a concern. You know, I wouldn't say a worry, but it's a concern that we must face and must utilize that concern to a point where we, you know, energize from it and play a lot better and play like our backs are to the wall, because, you know, any breaks that this team can get could hurt you in the long run, which, you know, they've gotten quite a few breaks up to this point. And, you know, any life in a situation like this could energize a team.
Have you got enough left to carry this team if you have to carry them?
I hope I don't have to, but I'm the type of player that I'm going to leave everything that I have on the court, and hopefully that's enough. I feel that other players on this team have a sense of pride, and hopefully that's going to be shown in the play.
You think you played too many minutes this year? Your minutes went up for the first time in 4 years. You played a lot of minutes even in games where your team was comfortably ahead. Is it catching up?
I don't think it's really my minutes. It's more or less the productivity from other players. You know, I've played heavy minutes, and I think the more productivity that we get from other players, I can get more minutes. And Phil looked at every moment possible to get me more minutes, but he felt that, you know, with my presence out there, we were really reassured of a game or winning of game because of, you know, lack of productivity from other players.
So you're saying it's not just total minutes, it's how tough those minutes are and how extreme the demands are upon you as an individual.
Right, that's true.
Do you take this thing with Clyde Drexler seriously? Does that give you a little spur? Here's the next challenger, and you got to meet him at high noon on Main Street?
That's exactly the way I take it, as a challenge. I'm a competitor, and I need something to drive me, in a sense. And every game this season, I felt that someone was trying to take something away from me personally. So that was my motivation to step on the basketball court and compete. Right now, with all the media hype of Clyde Drexler and myself, that's the competition that I need to keep raising my game or elevating my game to the point where I don't think that I'm tired. I don't want to be tired. I want to play.
You told me earlier that the Knicks series had a lot of trash talk in it. How much in this series? What's the atmosphere on the court in this series?
It's an arrogance between both teams. Not much said, but you can feel the arrogance from both teams. Even with Clyde and the competition that he and I have, it's some compliments passed between the both of us. But it's the type of arrogance that, God, that was a great move, but I don't want to tell you that. But I got to tell you because it was a great move. That's the type of arrogance that's passed between the two teams.
How do you tell them? With a look, or do you say something?
No, I pat him on his leg or his butt, or, you know, I would say something, or he will say something to me. You know, first game when I was shooting all those jump shots, he asked me, "Well, are you going to miss any?" I said, "I missed quite a few already. I don't want to miss any more." That's the type of conversation that he and I have, but it's a lot of respect between the both of us.
What kind of perspective do you have now on this year with its controversies, the White House and Horace Grant, and then the book and the golf controversy and the occasional criticism mixed in along with the praise? You have a new perspective on it?
Well, I mean, if we win and when we win, it would be a pretty personal gratification year for me. It caps off that type of a year with all the adversities that I had to deal with individually and the support of my team, which, you know, really was not affected by it at all. We really contributed and played well even through all the adversities. It would be something to reminisce and yet be happy that it ended the way that we wanted to end. And for my personal gratification, it would certainly give me an uplifting confidence going into the next season.
Would it be more a relief than an exhilaration?
Certainly. That finally this tough year that I encountered is finally over, and it's over because we won a championship, and that it was one of those years that I matured and probably improved as a player. But in life, in general, I matured quite a bit, and I'm glad I went through the lesson. I'm glad it's over with. Now let's move on in my life.
Do you worry about next season? Long grind this year, then the Olympics, which is a once-in-a-lifetime thing for you. Actually, twice in a lifetime, but once as an NBA player, and then such a short break, and then right back at it again, and always as a marked man.
My concerns is for next season, but I think what's going to overcome that concern is it's an opportunity to get to know so many great athletes that I compete against all year long in a social atmosphere. That's what I treat the Olympics as. It's still going to be a vacation. I know it's very competitive and it's us against the world or whatever, but I think the talent that's on that team can relax and have a good time and still win. But mentally, I will be a little tired. Hopefully, once I sit down with Jerry Reinsdorf and the organization, that I won't be asked to come back so rapidly and so fast for next season, that I will be given some time to take my mind away from basketball and relax.
You ever stand outside yourself and say, whoa, how did I do that? Or, yeah, if I was up in the stands, I'd jump up on that one.
I do, but I don't do it in that atmosphere. I do it in the sense that I look at myself from a personal standpoint. Are you doing the right things? Or is everybody going to be happy with what you do? Or do you do it just because you know that's the right thing to do? Or what will your kids think in the future? Basketball-wise, I still surprise myself. Yeah, I make moves that people have to be excited about because I'm excited once I see it over again. But from a personal standpoint, I look at myself very critically.
Even on the bench, you go down 22. Then what do you say to yourself? You give it a shot. You're in it to win the championship. You hope he plays smart, and you put him on someone that you hope he will not have the same problems guarding. He's on Paxson as much as possible.
Well, he had a switch off to Jordan, who opens up by hitting the jumper. And the Blazers, 56.
Marwood. Passing lanes, with a lot of players that works. With Michael Jordan, it does it because he moves so well without the ball. He'll back cut you.
As we come up on 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Jordan eluding Drexler.
At the offensive end of the floor for Chicago, Jordan on a flash post. Clyde knows he's beaten, so he gambles and goes for the steal because he's late recovering, and then that's just a clear path to the basket for Michael.
Once again tonight, the Bulls jumped in front early. They led 10-2. They built the big lead in the first half. Here's Jordan, hammered by Duckworth.
When the switch takes place, either Clyde lines up back on.
And the first half did not get into the offense. Porter, that's two-point land. He can't buy one. He's 0 for 6 from the field. Here's Pippen. On pickup number 5.
But you know, it's so nice. You have the luxury of saying, okay, hold on, Scottie Pippen, you go over and play Drexler, and we'll take Michael and put him on Ainge or something like that.
Here's Jordan. Nice backdoor setup from Scott Williams.
Pressure, flash post, backdoor. Jordan with the elevation on the jumper gets a great look at the rim.
Clyde can still be aggressive and save himself and not really be trying to guard Michael. He could be guarding an area when you're trapping and zone trapping at half court.
Livingston is back, replacing Grant, who a moment ago picked up his 4th. Here's Jordan. In 14 minutes, he's been averaging 8 rebounds a game in this series. Oh, the rejection by Jordan.
Beautiful team defense. Michael saw that he was open on the pick and roll. They ran a pick and roll with, and he saw that he was open. He slid over and just rejected that ball out of bounds.
Chicago with a 97-81 lead, 9:45 remaining in this fourth quarter. In recognition of that memorable moment, Miller Genuine Draft donates $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. And the foul is called. Good fake by Jordan to pick up number 5 on Drexler.
Yeah,
a few moments back, we saw Michael Jordan coming to block this shot, and notice he comes inside, left hand out. That avoids the body contact. If he would have come with the right hand, he probably would have collided chest on back. At the other end now, ball fake, get Clyde in the air, and then put number 5 on him. Personal foul number 5 on Clyde Drexler.
12 for 14 from the line. 81. Jordan. 43 for Michael Jordan. 12-3 run by Portland.
You got the bad matchup out here. Robinson trying to guard Paxson, but Paxson's not going to try and go by him.
Jordan. And he is clobbered. Michael Jordan has missed.
Turnover advantage here.
And it's also when the turnovers come. And it seems that the Blazers have been picking them up in the most inopportune moments. Jordan
Picked up that third foul. He was so worried about the best official in the NBA. Now, if it be a 7-game,
a 45-point game for Michael Jordan. And Pippen just did get it off. Final seconds. And the Bulls come away with a 119-106 victory to go up 3-2 in this best-of-7 NBA final. Michael Jordan, 14 for 23 from the field, 16 of 19 from the line for 46 points.